The law of attraction is bullshit, and I'm going to explain why. My name is Steve Forchetti, and I help guide people through their spiritual awakenings. So the law of attraction will have you believing that just simply by thinking something, it's guaranteed to come to you. Now, this doesn't emphasize the value of hard work. By simply thinking something, the thought stays trapped in your head and it doesn't anchor into the physical reality. Therefore, you're not actually manifesting something, you're just thinking something. And it's great to have thoughts, but without action, thoughts are just that, thoughts. So I used to work in sales for a very large cell phone company that will remain nameless because they don't pay for ads. But that company made us read a book during training called Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Now, Who Moved My Cheese is a very short but fantastic book because it teaches a lot of lessons about sales, but there are also lessons that can be applied to regular life. Who Moved My Cheese involves 4 characters. There are 2 mice and 2 tiny people. The mice are named Sniff and Scurry, and the humans are named Hem and Haw. The cheese is a metaphor for things in life that we want, and the maze is a metaphor for where we go to find them. So the story starts out with Sniff and Scurry in a pair together and Hem and Haw in a pair together, and they're traveling through the maze, and all of a sudden they stumble upon Cheese Station C. At Cheese Station C, they find plenty of cheese. As time goes on, however, the cheese supply begins to lessen. Sniff and Scurry see this coming, and they start going off into the maze to find new cheese. Sniff is leading the way, with Scurry following the leader. Hem and Haw get stuck in a routine and decide to stay at the cheese station. Haw realizes that the mice have left and suggests to Hem, hey, do you think maybe we should go follow them? And Hem just says, no, we're going to stay here. Mainly because he's so stuck in his routine and he's afraid of change that he doesn't think there's going to be anything out there. He just assumes that they're going to keep on bringing cheese to Cheese Station C. Well, eventually, the cheese in Cheese Station C runs out. Now, Sniff and Scurry have already found Cheese Station N, where there's tons and tons and tons of cheese. Cheese is so abundant there. There's the cheese that they had in Cheese Station C, plus different varieties that they'd never even seen or heard of before. Hem and Haw, however, back in Cheese Station C, are arguing over whose fault it is that the cheese is no longer there. Hem says, who moved my cheese? Thinking that it's somebody just moved his cheese instead of bringing it to him. Haw, on the other hand, believes that they should go follow the mice because the mice have to be onto something, right? I mean, they're mice. They know where cheese is. This ends up in circular arguments between the 2 humans that ultimately lead them nowhere. Finally, Haw realizes that it's the arguing with Hem as well as their being stuck in routine and expectations of how things should be that are holding him back. So Haw decides that he's going to go back into the maze without Hem. As Haw is getting ready to leave Cheese Station C, he writes on the wall, if you do not change, you can become extinct. He turns back and looks at Hem one last time and gets that feeling of fear in his chest, but he decides to push on anyways, but only after leaving another marking that says, what would you do if you were not afraid? Haw then runs off into the maze, leaving markings on the wall with different sayings, just in case the day comes that he ever decides to change and follow him to find another cheese station. Haw has no idea if he's going to find another cheese station, but he has hope. And along the way, he finds little crumbles of cheese in the hallway that he uses to feed himself along the way, giving him encouragement to keep carrying on. Eventually, one day, Haw does find Cheese Station N along with Sniff and Scurry and the abundance of cheese. Through finding his goal, Haw learns that there was never a reason to be afraid and learns to be open to change. He finds the biggest wall in Cheese Station N and writes the following on the wall. Change happens. Anticipate change. Monitor change. Adapt to change quickly. Change. Enjoy change. Be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again. You'll have to read the story in order to see what happens to Hem, but the moral is that the only thing that stays the same in life is the concept of change. So if change is so constant, why do we fear it so much? Why do we think that just by thinking the cheese will come, that it's going to come? This is why the law of attraction is bullshit. You can't just think that something's going to happen and not take action towards the desired result. You can't sacrifice your comfort of Cheese Station C and just assume that you're going to get to Cheese Station N. Even if you can't see that there's another cheese station out there, you have to just trust that there is one and take steps towards making it there. So the law of attraction does, in a sense, work in the fact that you can imagine that there's a cheese station out there, but it will not be attracted to you. You have to go to it. Don't be afraid of change. It'll come whether you want it to or not. The difference is how you adapt to it. And if you roll with the punches or go extinct. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, have a nice day. Namaste.